Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of my TF2 trading tips and tricks. I was actually kind of surprised how well the first one did. A lot of people, not just on my profile or Steam group, but even just like in random Valve pubs, would recognize me and say, hey, when's the next trading video come out? Like, I'm really interested. I want to get into it. I feel like I'm learning a lot. So that's really cool. That just makes me want to make more. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Feel free to subscribe, comment, message me. I'm very open. I try to keep in touch with everyone in the community. I don't like try to separate myself. So alright, let's get started. Episode 2. Some people, what they do is if it's a hard to sell item, what they'll do is like repost it like every single day or every couple days, because then it looks like it's a fresh post, right? Like, oh, it has no views, it has no offers, it has no favorites. Like, well, he just posted it, so that's why. But if you kind of look at his profile and the history, like he's posted this thing for 3 months. He has 2 offers out of like 50 times he reposted it. So then you get a better idea of how popular is the item really. Has it gotten any offers? You can kind of do more homework and research before you offer, and you can kind of look around at other things that are available to you. So don't be tricked by people who are saying, oh, I just got this. I just posted an outpost. You're like, actually, you've been reposting this every single day for 3 months, right? So something kind of a trick. It's easy to miss. It's super easy to miss, actually. But something you definitely want to look at when you're trying to buy like a higher tier item. Something else you guys will run into once in a while is people who post tentative offers. So this is people who are like offering, but they're not really offering, and they're interested, but they're not. It's just kind of basically it's a sleazy way to get a reaction from the seller. So what people will do is they will make a public offer. They'll say tentative, and sometimes even worse, they'll put like a time limit on it, right? Like, this offer only lasts until the end of this weekend, and then I decline. It's like, it's just silly stuff. But basically the point of people making tentative offers is they want to get a reaction from the seller like as soon as they can, because if the seller is like, I'm interested, it's not a bad deal, then the buyer will be like, okay, good, let's take it, I run with it. But if the buyer is, the seller is not interested, like, sorry, it's too low, then he can be like, hey, I didn't even offer anyways. That's not what I really wanted. I don't care. I don't want the deal anymore. So it's just kind of a cheap way to be like in the middle. And if they like it, then you take it. And if they don't like it, then you can be like, hey, it wasn't even a real offer. You can't use it as a current offer. It's kind of like that. So they're just trying to rush you. They're just trying to get you to get a reaction out of you to see, is their offer high? Is it low? They're just kind of testing the waters. So you see a lot of times people post in their outposts that they don't accept tentative offers, they don't rush, there's no hurry. For me at least, I say trade offers only, no tentative offers. If you're going to play games, I'm just going to instantly decline. I don't care, because someone who is interested, who wants it, will buy it. So I don't want to waste time with anything like that. So that's just another thing to watch out for, but you could use it to your advantage. Sometimes it does work when people will say, I'm collecting keys, so I'm tentatively offering on this. And sometimes the buyer and seller are cool about it and like, yeah, that's fine, thanks, I'll use it as a current offer. And if you get the keys, let me know. So in that case, tentative offers do work. But when people use tentative offers to kind of rush you into a decision and to kind of play with whether it's a real offer or not, that's something to avoid. So something similar on that note, what you will see people do is putting a time limit on things, and it's kind of like now or never. And this could be for the buyers or the sellers. So usually when it's a seller, it'll be in a trade server. Sometimes it'll be in TF2 outposts. So like, hey, I'm selling this hat until the week of blah, 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 and then it's gone forever. I actually did that once with one of my racks, and it sold within 2 days for like an insane price. It's probably one of the largest profits ever made just on a single trade. But anyways, what people will do is they'll be in trade servers. They'll say, I'm quick selling my whatever green energy hat for 35 keys for the next 2 minutes. So first come, first serve. And basically they just try to create like a big rush and interest in their hat immediately. And they're telling you it's such a good deal and it's only going to last for a short time. But the thing is, if it is a good deal, it's either not going to last long and someone will take it, but odds are it's not really a good deal. That's why he's trying to like build all this hype and excitement around it, right? Usually when I see people do that, I'll backpack them, I'll look at their item, and I'll look in classifieds, and I'll be like, this is not even a good deal at all. It's like 2 keys off the next guy who's selling it, right? So, and it's probably like an old priced hat or something like that. So it's just kind of a way for people to fake hype and fake a discount, and then they do, the typical sales trick of trying to like rush you. And this is only going to last for a short period of time. But sometimes people do it in trade offers too, actually. They'll post you a trade offer and say, I'm canceling this trade offer tomorrow night or in 2 days or whatever. So it's like, geez, buddy, like, what's the rush, right? So people will try to do that and kind of pull you around and put time limits on things, whether they're buying or selling. But if you have nice items and like the real price of things and you kind of just sit back and wait for good deals, they won't really affect you. They won't bother you. I just never really reply to them. I just ignore them because usually there's something going tricky. There's something tricky going on if they're trying to rush you into a sale or a buy. Something else to look out for, or actually you could use this yourself if you're feeling evil, is people who just try to downplay the value of your item, your hat, whatever it is. So this is people who will make up anything and everything basically to just get you to lower your price over and over, and then they get an awesome deal and you get screwed. And usually this affects newer traders more because they're not really aware of the general kind of rules of thumb, such as when does it matter when it's a dupe? When does it matter, how much you should charge for kill streak items or paint, stuff like that. Like, you don't charge full price for a lot of stuff, basically. But if you don't know any better, then you have someone who does have unusuals and you're newer, they're telling you all this stuff and you're just like, oh, okay, sure, yeah. So they'll say, whatever, like, your hat is dupe, so cut the price in half. No one likes dupes. It's like, there's a lot of things to consider before you do that, right? How many exist? Is it, how high tier is it? How much is it worth? And stuff like that. Or they'll say, there's one on the Steam market asking for this price, and keys on the market are worth 2.5, so cut that down, and then, 14% tax from Steam, and then they just destroy the value of your hat, and you're just like, what the heck is going on, right? So, because some guy's selling it for a certain amount doesn't mean anything, or they'll say, oh, my friend sold this hat for 19 and mixed, you're asking for way too much. It's like, first of all, it's probably not true. Second of all, who cares what your stupid friend sold this hat for, if it is true? I'm not going to discount the heck out of my hat just because your friend is an idiot. Something just to be aware of, get experience, know what's acceptable discount and what's not. So don't let people trick you into discounting your hat if you don't have to. Alright guys, so last thing on the list for this episode, something you're definitely going to see in trade servers, and you might be asked this yourself once in a while, is when people ask you what you paid for items. So most of the time it's just an innocent question, right? People are just genuinely curious, like, hey, that's awesome. I've never seen that. What's it worth, right? What'd you pay for it? But a lot of times you're going to see people asking you this basically because they want to lowball you, right? They want to know, did you get a good deal? Because now I want a really good deal. Just like my tip before, they're going to use anything against you they can kind of find. So a lot of times they'll want to know what you paid for something so they can either lowball you and say, it's worth 200, but you paid 130, so obviously it's not worth 200, right? They just haven't updated the price. So I'll offer you 140 because they know there's still like a large profit gap there for them to take advantage of. Or, people give away stuff all the time. People cash out, people quit the game, they leave Steam, they uninstall, they give all their stuff to their friend. So just because you got something for free or like a good deal doesn't mean like you just have to give everyone a good deal, right? A lot of times the people you see doing this are like borderline sharking, they're banned on Outposts, or they're just sleazy people in general. So technically you don't have to tell people anything. If they really want to look up what you paid for something, they can. It's easy. If someone's trying to sleazeball me and they're like, hey, what'd you pay for this? I just tell them stuff, or a lot of stuff, or enough, good things, high tier stuff, I paid a lot, like whatever. You can make up whatever you want, or you can just not say anything. So don't let them trick you, right? Don't let them intimidate you to, lowballing you because you got a good deal on an item. A lot of times what you'll see is when you blow them off and you tell them like, yeah, I'm not going to fall for that trick, they get upset and they start like bad-mouthing you in the server, and they just jump to the next person to try to lowball them and trick them with some, sleazy tricks. So be aware of it, be smart, hold your ground, and good luck out there, guys.